Hello and welcome to Christian Weather Broadcasting. Today we're going to be forecasting Hurricane Nicole. But before we do, take a look at the gospel message in the description because Jesus can save you from hell, and we all need God's grace. Alrighty, right now you're looking at Hurricane Nicole. As you can see, we do have an eye on this thing, surprisingly. But due to the fact that it's a large storm, it won't rapidly strengthen, but I do expect to see a little more strengthening before landfall. Let's bring you to the true color. Um, the true color, as you can see, we can see that eye right there moving over the Bahamas. So it does have a nice eye. We have seen increased convection today. Pressure has dropped a good bit, meaning it is intensifying. According to the National Hurricane Center, Nicole has become a hurricane while making landfall on Grand Bahama Island. Recent observations from a NOAA Hurricanes Hunter aircraft indicate that Nicole has strengthened into a hurricane. The maximum winds are estimated to be 75 miles per hour with higher gusts. And also right now it has 75-mile-an-hour wind. It's moving a little faster at 12 miles an hour, and it also has 980 millibar pressure, meaning that pressure has dropped from about 985-ish to around 980. So we can also expect those winds to go up more due to that pressure drop, and the pressure drop is coming close to what the H-Dwarf model forecast. We're going to hopefully get some new graphics soon. We don't have new graphics yet, but from the graphics we do have, as you can see, a huge portion of Florida getting up to 90% chance of tropical storm force winds due to the immense size of Nicole. Take a look at the size of this hurricane, tropical storm as of this model, right, or as of this image right here, but you can see the immense size of this storm. It's just incredibly huge, and I would expect this to get bigger, especially once it makes landfall, because hurricanes usually get bigger upon landfall. So I would expect even bigger size from this thing by the time it makes landfall. Luckily, we shouldn't have for certain areas 4 to 6 inches of rain, so there's a possibility of some high rain. Luckily, our flash flooding potential doesn't seem extremely high, but I would be prepared for flash flooding. And for North Florida, expect some possible tornadoes. 3 to 5 feet of storm surge, and there's storm surge all the way up into South Carolina, where there's also tropical storm warnings, and for Georgia. So I would expect Georgia, maybe even Alabama, more than likely Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, possibly even North Carolina to experience the effects of this storm. They will probably experience tropical storm effects, and we'll also be seeing the Gulf Coast experience the effects of this hurricane, where tropical storm warnings are issued. Hurricane warnings have been issued, as you can see, for a large portion of the Florida coast where this thing will be making landfall. So do be prepared for a hurricane in those areas. As of intensity on landfall, I would expect 80 to maybe 85 mile an hour at most. Due to the fact that it has a large eye, I would expect slower intensification because that is usual with larger storms. But I honestly think it'll come in at around 80 miles per hour. I think that's what we'll see. Right now, I believe it is in warm water, also in an area, like I said, where there's a lull for shear, so we can expect intensification. It's not like it's in high shear where the shear will destroy it. So because of the low shear and it's in an area where there is not cold water, we can expect intensification up till landfall. Thank you for watching. This has been Christian Weather Broadcasting.